So the folks at Origin wanted to sponsor a video featuring their brand new Genesis system. You can learn more about it at the link below, but in a nutshell, this latest version was just unveiled at CES, and our config rocks an 18-core Extreme Edition, dual tempered glass side panels, dual water-cooled GTX 1080 Ti's, and 4 radiators for cooling. Not bad for $8,881. Lordy. So a machine like this deserves, nay, demands, a proportionally dank Battlestation to complement it. So, with our middle school level woodworking skills, we set out to build a custom desk for the Genesis. Let there be RGB light. Now with this kind of power, 4K gaming is well within our reach, but plopping a 4K monitor on a table and calling it a Battlestation is not the LTT way. So we decided to use one of the Dell S718QL 4K laser projectors that we reviewed recently instead. But opting for an ultra short throw projector as your display will introduce some key constraints to a project like this. First, we realized we would need a really deep tabletop, since not only would the projector itself be taking up a lot of key real estate, but if we ended up too close to our screen, we were concerned we'd feel less like a badass power user and more like a tennis spectator. But finding a sufficiently deep and wide desk at a reasonable price isn't easy. Or is it? This sliding door from our bedroom set is 34 inches deep, 7 feet wide, and doesn't have any pesky door-like features like a knob hole. So we picked up another one of them for 20 bucks and spent then another 20 on some semi-gloss black paint to complement our tower. The second thing about using a projector like this is that the image ends up being quite a bit higher than you would typically want, and we didn't want to have to lean way back in our chair.
But can you do this? I don't think so.
Just to see the browser search bar. The solution? A phone book on the chair. I mean, realistically, it's 2018. What else were you gonna use it for? Actually, I'm just kidding. By cutting a recess in the desk and then hanging a dropped shelf, we were actually able to get the top of the projector flush with the desktop, which looks sick and gets the screen down as low as it can be. To create our mounting system, we simply used some long bolts and a shelf from IKEA, which could actually easily be replaced by a regular piece of wood to save a buck, since you'll never see it. Constraint number 3, where are we gonna put the tower? Normally, we'd wanna show off a box like this on top of the desk, but even with a short throw projector and a super wide table, we'd be risking cutting off the view of either the system tray or the start button. And letting the Genesis sit on the floor is totally out of the question. So, since our giant desk didn't have any legs at this point, and since any potential legs would have to be pretty beefy to be proportional, we decided to build a custom cabinet for the tower that would double as a table leg. So we went to IKEA and bought 2 Alex cabinets for $80 a piece. One that we fully assembled and endowed with upside down feet to rest the tabletop on, and another that we completely butchered so that our tower's good looks and hot air could shine and blow through. Finally, we added some black anodized aluminum trim to visually unify our ragtag assortment of pieces. Not to mention to cover up the janky lines that came with freehanding the jigsaw. Which I guess brings us perfectly to the bloopers. Let's just say that building this desk was a learning experience for James. The first lesson was that you can tell if a door is hollow or not by how much it weighs and how cheap it is. And if you find yourself accidentally in possession of a hollow door that you're expecting to hang a 33-pound projector from, you can beef it up by ripping out the cardboard ballasts and inserting slabs of wood to basically act as like big reinforcing washers. Lesson number 2, use molding that's as wide as the material you're trying to cover up. The walls of our Alex cabinets are 3/4 of an inch thick, but the trim we ended up with is only 1/2 inch, leaving a lot of exposed wood. and nothing is more awkward than exposed wood. Lesson number 3, don't use too much glue unless you want to find your finished desk ruined by hardened Gorilla Glue bubbles that take the paint off when you cut them off. Finally, lesson number 4, a projector really looks a lot better on a purpose-built projector screen. So to do this over, we'd probably recommend that upgrade, especially if you were trying to recreate this setup with a less bright projector. However, with all of that said, as a proof of concept, this turned out more than okay. We put together a simple plan for how pretty much anyone can set up a giant, comfortable custom desk for just a few $100, and we have a badass new addition to our new set. Not to mention our selection of off-hours leisure activities here at the office. So big thanks to Origin for sponsoring this video. Their Genesis system absolutely chews through anything we can throw at it at 4K and looks great doing it. The front I/O, including 10 gigabit USB 3.1, is discreetly hidden behind a sliding cover, and the tempered glass side panels are easily swappable with toolless hinges and swanky magnetic clasps. Of course, if you're into the all aluminum look, Origin will paint or laser etch any logo or custom design your heart desires. And before we go, we should probably also throw an honorable mention to Dell for providing the projector, Ergo Direct for providing this awesome chair that works really well with a nice tall screen, and Nanoleaf for hooking us up with some brilliant decor. So thanks for watching, guys. If you disliked this video, you can hit that button, but if you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, or maybe consider checking out where to buy the stuff we featured at the links in the video description. Also down there is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join.